The Saddle Boys in the Grand Canyon, Number 2, The Hermit of the Cave, by Captain James Carson, narrated by John Rayburn. A weird and wonderful story of the Grand Canyon and the Colorado River, told in a most absorbing manner to please all listeners, young and old alike. It features Saddle Boys Frank Haywood and his friend Bob Archer, who moved west from Kentucky to join the excitement. Listen now and feel as though you're there with them. Chapter 1, The Work of the Wolf Pack. Hold up, Bob. Any signs of the lame yearling, Frank? Well, there seems to be something over yonder to the west, but the sage crops up and interferes a little with my view. Here, take the field glasses and look, while I clench my saddle girth, which is loosened again. Frank Haywood adjusted the glasses to his eye. Then, rising in his saddle, he gazed long and earnestly in the direction he had indicated. Meanwhile, his companion, also a lad, a native of Kentucky, and answering to the name of Bob Archer, busied himself about the band of his saddle, having leaped to the ground. Frank was the only son of a rancher and mine owner, Colonel Leonidas Haywood, who was a man of some wealth. Frank had blue eyes and tawny-colored hair, and since much of his life had been spent on the plains among the cattlemen, he knew considerable about the ways of cowboys and hunters, though always ready to pick up information from veterans of the trail. Bob had come to the far southwest as a tenderfoot, but being quick to learn, he hoped to graduate from that class after a while. Having always been fond of outdoor sports in his Kentucky home, he was at least no greenhorn. When he came to the new country where his father was interested with Frank's and mining ventures, Bob had brought his favorite Kentucky horse, a coal-black stallion known as Domino, and which vied with Frank's native buckskin in good qualities. These two lads were so much abroad on horseback that they had become known as the Saddle Boys. They loved nothing better than to ride the plains mounted on their pet steeds and go almost everywhere the passing whim tempted them. Of course, in that wonderland there was always a chance for adventure when one did much wandering, and that Frank and Bob saw their share of excitement can be readily understood. Some of the strange things that happened to them have already been narrated in the first volume of this series, The Saddle Boys of the Rockies, or Lost on Thunder Mountain, and which...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?